Good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. Today, I want to present about integration of bioenergetics, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, and oxidative phosphorylation. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Putumera Chandra Cahyani with last in 1011. So the first question about citric acid cycle. Explain the role of the Krebs cycle in providing electron carriers molecules, or NADH and FADH2, for energy production. The Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle functions as the center of metabolite oxidation in the mitochondria. In this process, acetyl CoA is oxidized into CO2 and produce high energy electron carriers in the form of NADH and FADH2. These molecules carry electrons to the electron transport chain, or ATC, to be used in ATP formation through oxidative phosphorylation. The next question about energy yield of the Krebs cycle. Mention and explain the main product of one Krebs cycle and the role of each product in energy metabolism. In one cycle of the Krebs cycle, the following are produced: 3 NADH to carry electron to the ATC to produce ATP, 1 FADH2 to also contributes electrons to the ATC, 1 ATP or GTP to direct energy, 2 CO2 to waste product of oxidation, and the main role is to provide reducing equivalent or NADH and FADH2 as the primary energy source in ATP production. The next question about case analysis, high NADH and low ATP. Why in this case is NADH high but ATP low? This occurs due to the disruption in the electron transport chain, particularly in complex 4, and ADH cannot release its electron effectively to the ATC, resulting in NADH accumulation, electron flow inhibits, proton gradient is not optimally formed. As a result, ATP is not produced maximally even though NADH is high. Next question about mechanism of the electron transport chain. Describe the flow of electron transfer in the electron transport chain. Electron flow, NADH to complex 1 to coenzyme key, FADH2 to complex 2 to coenzyme key to complex 3 to cytochrome C, and the last cytochrome C to complex 4 and to O2 or final acceptor. So the flowing electrons are used to pump protons into the intermembrane space. The next question about role of oxygen. Explain the role of oxygen in the electron transport chain. Oxygen function as the final electron acceptor at complex 4. And oxygen will accept electrons and protons to form H2O. If oxygen is not available, ATC stops and ADH is not oxidized and ATP production stops. The next question about oxidative phosphorylation. Explain how the proton gradient is formed and used to produce ATP. The proton gradient is formed due to the pumping of H plus by complexing 1, 3, and 4 into the intermembrane space. This gradient creates a proton motive force. H plus then returns to the matrix through the ATP synthase enzymes, and the energy from this flow is used to convert ADP plus P into ATP. Next question about role of complex 4. Conceptually calculate the amount of ATP produced from 1 NADH and 1 FADH2 and explain the difference in their energy yield. Electron flow is inhibited because electron cannot be transferred to oxygen. Proton gradient is decreases because H plus pumping is reduced. ATP production is decreases drastically because ATP synthase lacks energy. Next question about energy calculation. Compare the energy contribution of NADH and FADH2. NADH is 2.5 ATP and FADH2 is 1.5 ATP. The difference occurs because NADH enters through complex bonds or pumps more protons, while FADH2 enters through complex 2 or does not pump protons. The next question about regulation of ATP production. Explain the effect of the ATP or ADP and NADH or NAD plus ratio. High ATP is inhibits the Krebs cycle and ATC or feedback inhibition. High ADP to stimulates ATP production. High NADH is inhibits Krebs cycle enzymes. High NAD plus is accelerates oxidation reaction. The last question about bioenergetic integration. Explain the relationship between glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, ATC, and oxidative phosphorylation. Glycolysis to produce pyruvate and NADH in the cytoplasm. Krebs cycle to oxidize acetyl CoA into CO2 and produce NADH or FADH2. ATC to transfer electrons from NADH or FADH2 to oxygen. Oxidative phosphorylation to produce ATP through the proton gradient. All these processes are integrated to produce maximum energy or 30 to 32 ATP per glucose. Disruption in one stage, or such as complex 4 in the case, will reduce the efficiency of the entire system. Okay, that's all for my presentation. And thank you.